We live? I think we're live.
Like it.
Okay, welcome to Dealing with the Deckers. You have Candace Decker, myself, and my lovely co-host, my sister-in-law and friend, business partner, real estate guru, and ally of mine, Jamie Decker.
Hi.
So, all right, welcome to our new show. Bear with us today. If we don't completely royally screw this up, we will do another one. So we'll see how it goes. So Jamie is up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago in that market. I'm down here in Cape Coral, Florida. Jamie and I are constantly collaborating together. We are on the phone constantly talking about our deals, what's happening in the real estate world, what kind of projects we're working on our house. So we thought it would be so fun to bring this all to you, all of the things that we think are fun and that we're already doing. We want to share that with you. So here we are.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
All right. Hopefully everyone else finds it as interesting as we do with our conversations, but I am always laughing. So we'll see how it goes.
Me too. Sometimes I'm almost crying, like depends on the day, but yes, that's true. All right. So we want this to be fun and interactive, and we want you to participate. So if you love or hate what we are talking about or find something interesting, we want you guys to comment so we know what you're thinking. So feel free to comment, give us some hearts, some likes, know that you're out there. All right, so participate. We love to hear from you guys.
All right. Should we go to our first topic?
Yes. Okay. I'm really excited about this one because it's like got my blood boiling. So yes.
I know. You particularly. Okay. So we're going to head over to our next topic, which is real estate news. And our first topic of discussion is these HGTV stars who are being investigated for basically like a flipping seminar fraud. So, it's Tarek and Christina El Moussa. They're doing that. The flipping seminars, getting people to learn kind of their system, and they're in a little bit of hot water with that.
So what's really interesting about this is that they're actually not the first ones to do this. Like this has been going on for so long. I don't know if you've ever heard those Than Merrill commercials. He's like the original flipper. He's like, hey, I'm in your city this weekend. We're giving away like a free seminars. It'll be awesome. And, Than is definitely like not riding around the country doing these seminars. And I'm sure Christina and Tarek aren't either. But yeah, it's a total scam. So what they're doing is they're advertising a free seminar to learn how to flip homes. And then once people get there, they're saying, okay, well, now come to our 3-day seminar. It's $2,000. Right. We're going to show you exactly how to flip. And then from what I understand, once they get there, then they're showing them how to max out their credit cards to spend $40,000 to get their systems. Yeah. I'm really intrigued to know what these systems are.
Right. And the whole point is like, come see Christina or Tarek, and basically they're never there, maybe a couple instances, but that's the whole draw, is to like meet them, listen to what they have to say, and hear kind of their backstory and how they got to where they are. And then they're not there, and you just get swindled into spending like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Well, and what gets me, because I actually know a few people who have invested into these programs, not Christina and Tarek's, but another one. So they spent over $60,000 and they ended up not even flipping a property. So they could have taken that $60,000 and probably bought 3 investment properties, and they're left with nothing. And as you know, as in the real estate profession, we are knowledgeable about this stuff. So we're giving away our information for free. Like I help my investors all the time, give them, the pricing, the design, the colors. Like I just give them that all for free. So really, really sad that they're taking advantage of the public like this, and that people are getting duped. And I think like people really trust HGTV stars. Like, we love them. We put them on a pedestal. And I think that's the worst, is they've built our trust for so long, and then they're just completely blindsiding people and putting a lot of people probably into debt. I mean, I don't know very many people who just have $60,000 laying around to invest into a system.
Right. And it'd be one thing if you were investing into, like, they had flips that they wanted you to invest in and be a partial investor in it, but you're not investing in anything, any sort of property. It's just into the systems that you then have to internalize and take, and then hopefully find a flip and be successful with it. And, I don't think there are any guarantees that our system guarantees you, X amount, investment back on your investment. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, personally, when I hear those commercials, I'm just like, who is actually believing this? But I can't, I do feel for the people that are still hopeful that they can learn these systems and do it. But part of me is like, I mean, what were you really expecting?
Well, okay. So Ben, my husband, and I went to this Wealth Success Summit earlier this year. It was Tony Robbins, Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tanks. Like, we were really pumped up about this, about the lineup. So it starts out in the morning. There's, speakers, and they're talking about wholesaling properties and making all this money. And it's actually pretty exciting. You're like taking notes. You're like, yeah, this sounds really cool. Yeah. I really want to get into this. And then we have Sue and Tom in Atlanta, and I sat down at their kitchen table, and now they're wholesaling all these properties, and they quit their jobs, and life's great. And then at the end, they're like, come down to the stage and sign up for our free seminar, and then you're going to attend a 3-day workshop. For today, it's only $597. Normally it's whatever, like $3,000.
Yeah.
And I almost got into it because I was like, I really want to learn about this. So I could see how people, like, you go to these things like really excited and wanting to learn, and you feel like, I mean, this is at a Tony Robbins summit.
Yeah, like someone you trust.
So they really, really build your trust. So I almost got duped. I'm so glad I remembered. I'm like, wait a second, I know this scheme. I've seen it.
It's hard. I mean, you get there and you start drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's hard to stop, especially when other people are doing it. You don't want to miss the boat and be like, oh, these people are, in my area, and they're going to be buying all these properties, and I'm going to be stuck in my regular job, and all that. But yeah, it's a little scary that, I mean, $40,000, that's a lot that they're trying to get people. That's, I think 41 was for the 3-day, or for the, by the end of the time when they were going to max out all their credit cards and get extra lines of credit, plus the $2,000 for the 3-day seminar. I mean, at the end of that,
Well, and right now foreclosures are at 11-year low. Like, there's virtually no foreclosure inventory out there right now. So if people are still investing in this, like, please stop right now, because there's no profits in flipping right now. There's no inventory. So please don't do it.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens and what the FTC, but if they're cracking down on them, they have to crack down on everybody.
Yeah.
They really do. So
yeah, I think we're going to see a lot less of those things. And even just like we'll buy your house for cash, those types of things. I mean, it's hard if you just slap one person on the hand, how are you going to let other people keep getting away with it? So it will be real interesting.
It will, but good lesson. Like, if something sounds too good to be true, it is. Seriously.
Yeah,
it probably is.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So that's why I love Chip and Joanna. Like, there's no scheme. Just go buy their cute stuff and put shiplap on your walls. Like, there's no catch there.
All right. True. I agree. They seem super, down to earth, and I love them, but they have also been in some legal drama too. Some of the stories are kind of like, seriously, this is not their fault. And you can kind of see through that they're just trying to, get those like gotcha headlines to make you read. But there was a really big headline with, they were their past partners in Magnolia Realty before they got famous. They had allegedly bought out their partners, and then even though they knew they were getting their HGTV show. So it's like they knew they were going to get famous and rich. So let's buy out these other people so we don't have to share with them. Personally, I don't believe it. Joe would never do that. But that is the allegation. There's a couple of other things they've been accused of too, like not following lead paint protocol when they're flipping homes and getting fined for stuff like that. So even Chip and Joe are not out of the woods with this type of stuff. And I just think that's going to happen. You know, anytime you're on a TV show, people are going to try to get you, especially they've gone from like nothing to, you know, millionaires in such a short amount of time. So,
right. They're going to be under a radar. Definitely. And Malay said, that's the thing. These celebrities are getting others to believe in their products and buy into them. It's 100% true with Tarek and Christina and Chip and Joanna. I mean, look at the following that they have. It's insane.
And everyone wants kind of their life that's portrayed on HGTV. Like, it looks so cool that you buy a house, you flip it, you get to go pick out all the finishes. I mean, you and I have both renovated, homes before. There's not enough crying on those shows, at least compared to my life. So not an accurate portrayal of what it's actually like. They don't show the permits that you have to fight to get and pass. And, all the, oops, we found this, issue that we weren't expecting. They show it a few times and it's just to hook you on to come back after the commercial break. But that's in real life, it's a lot more stressful, I think.
I wish it was like the show where we just get to show up and like point fingers.
Oh,
and then go home.
For me, I told my husband, Zach, and your husband, Ben, when we were buying the house, I said, if we're doing this and we're knocking everything down, I said, I just want to come on the last day and like pull the thing, like Chip and Joanna, pull like away the canvas.
Do you remember the bus on Ty Pennington's show?
Yeah. Any of those would have been acceptable, but it didn't turn out like that. And I'd always say, I'm going to come back, or, I'm not coming back till it's all done. And then the control freak in me would just, crawl back in during work and try to get my 2 cents in. But yeah, it's so much more stressful than they make it look. And I would still be a proponent of people doing it if they're committed, but I think it does set up, HGTV in general sets a really unrealistic standard for that type of stuff. It makes people think that they can do these seminars and just go for 3 days and throw a bunch of money at it and they'll be successful.
Agreed. And not probably fully explaining, like full disclosure, hey, you're going to actually have to buy this property for X amount of money and then put this much into it because you need the capital for materials and labor and contractors. So you need that. But I think what they do is they teach you how to use other people's money. Like, I'm sure if you've ever gotten that postcard in the mail, they help you. They give you, that's what the systems are. Yeah. So there's special hedge funds set up and different things, investors out there that they can present the property to and present the cost, and then but then they take a cut of it. Right. So like, what's left for the investor at the end? And right now there's really nothing left. So and trust us, it is not worth the risk and the time unless you're going to make money. And that's it.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Cool.
All right. Let's talk a little bit. Let's switch topics and talk design. Because, one thing that is news/design is the paint colors, the 2020, which we're almost at the year 2020. The Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore paint colors were just released, the colors of the year for next year.
I'm putting them up.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the two. They couldn't be more different, right? I mean,
besides looking like baby nursery colors, yes.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So I don't know. I can see a use for both of them. Personally, looking around my house, my 2 paint colors that I have in my entire house, I don't know if I would jump to either of these, but I don't know. They're They're definitely different. I do like the navy for like an office. I think that could be kind of cool. I like this picture, how they've got the gold accents, which is really in. I posted this on my social media when both of these came out, because I think the naval came out a few weeks before. The pink one is called First Light. There was definitely a lot more love for naval than First Light, at least for people that I'm connected with on social media.
And so the naval color, and that's the Sherwin-Williams color, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I did put that very similar color into my office once. And if you're painting an entire room navy blue, you better have like white accents, like this kitchen does, white accents and a lot of natural light, because it's going to seem like you're in a dungeon if you're going to paint an entire room that color, unless you want it really dark and that's your thing. It is a cool color though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. I like it. And we're seeing a lot of, they've got the cabinets painted this color more so than the wall. And I'm seeing a lot of that, like an accent island or the lowers being blue or navy. First Light, I mean, I don't know, a baby girl's room. I mean, I think Ellie would love it.
Yes, my 2-year-old would absolutely love this color. Outside of that, I mean, it's kind of like I don't even know, like a light rosé. Like anytime I mention rosé, I mean, I get excited. But this, I cannot imagine painting, like especially here in Florida, we like those types of, tropical colors. So we do see, like, it's kind of old school Florida, like that
kind of the conch shell color a little bit.
Yes, exactly. So I could see this, but I'm trying to figure out like where it would just look really, really good. And I'm struggling besides a girl's room.
I mean, maybe a bathroom. You could probably try to, work that in with a lot of like whites and golds and stuff. But yeah, I think it's definitely a lot less universal than the navy. That said, I think like if, we're going on the flip side of like, if you're going to sell your house and which of these would be better, I think, if you had a room that was the naval color, it'd be a little bit difficult to photograph, a little bit difficult to show. I think people might be a little bit more like, oh God, like that's a lot of painting, I'm going to have to cover that up, versus First Light. It's a little bit more neutral. I mean, if you're looking to what's going to appeal to more people and not be as like jarring when you see a picture of it online. So kind of can go either way.
I think that with the right finishes, the right furniture and decor, either one of these could be great. I just think that most people don't have the furnishings and decor for these specific colors for them to like really be able to pull them off. I don't know. These are tough. These are really tough. And I don't know if like we're the real paint color experts, considering both of our houses are like one color. I mean,
can you see that we have the same paint color behind us and we're in different states? So
I know.
A little bit.
So I mean, I'm not good at picking paint colors. I've used the same paint color in the last probably 15 properties I've done because I don't trust myself. So sometimes I'll go in and say like, can you make this 10% lighter? And that's it. Like, just make it one shade lighter for me on this one. But I just don't veer off because I don't trust myself. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I've repainted a lot of things before. So I just want to do it one time and be done.
Yeah. And you can't go wrong with like a nice grayish.
Timeless. That every time.
Really, but I mean, like, okay, even if you change furniture, because I'm all about that. Like, I'm like, if I'm gonna change furniture, do I have to buy new furniture that goes with the paint color?
I know.
And I feel like with grays, you can, if you get a gray couch, a leather couch, if you go more of the beige tones, it's always gonna go. So, and then again for resale, because when we did our house, the plan was only to be here for, it wasn't a total flip because we weren't selling it, immediately. We're gonna live here. But a very, short term. So my thought was, okay, everything we're doing, we're going to do neutral because this is eventually going to be something we need to sell and it has to appeal to the most amount of buyers possible.
And that's perfect. Yeah. So Courtney is calling us real estate geniuses.
Oh, shucks, Court. Thanks.
Oh man. So, all right. I'm curious what everybody's thinking about these paint colors. Malay says she likes naval. She's thinking nautical.
Oh,
which, yeah, you could definitely do a cool nautical look with the navy. And Courtney is loving the grayish. Courtney, us too.
I know.
I wonder, like, because you have to think beige used to be like the color, like maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And then we moved to like grayish, gray. I'm wondering like what the next big thing is. And I think it's been white.
I was just going to say, like, all white, everything.
Yes, which I love, but I also have 2 kids that like spread jelly on things.
Yeah.
And so like even having a white kitchen just like really is tough because they're like I can see everything and sometimes that's not good. So white is a little bit tough, but it looks good in a lot of situations. So I think that's really where we're going is a white trend.
I agree. Like, I'm just showing some buyers some property the other day, and there was like a brand new kitchen. It was beautiful, but the first thing they wanted to do was paint the cabinets white. The cabinets were like high end, really nice, but that all white is like definitely the way to go now, which I'm kind of like, shoot, that's not what my kitchen looks like. Because 4 years ago, I was just before the white trend had hit. So, so I don't know, but I'm with you. I don't know how people keep them clean. I mean, I don't have any kids, but I have a 80-pound lab, and it's like having 2 kids as far as the amount of mess that he makes. So I don't know how people keep any of that clean, but more power to them. Tell us your secrets. If you have white cabinets, what do you do to keep them clean?
Probably just like walk around and clean them all the time.
I feel like you'd have to always have a magic eraser in your hand, like ready to go.
That too is, I know you mentioned that your clients were considering painting their cabinets white. The problem with that is they chip sometimes. And then if you do get something on them and you maybe use a cleaner that you shouldn't, it could rub the paint off. I know I did that at my last house. I painted the laundry room cabinets white and a professional did them. They were beautiful, but still you're never going to get them completely perfect.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that would be a little bit tough, but that might be why navel would be a good color to paint your base cabinets.
Yeah.
Because then it hides the mess. And it's easier to cover up. Like white, it's so hard to cover up scratches or dents or anything like that. But like navel, that could be the way to go.
It could work.
It could.
It's growing on me. Now I'm looking at it for so long.
I know. Even this, what is the Benjamin Moore color?
First Light.
First Light. The more I'm looking at it, I'm like, I could get down with this. I don't know where, but it's growing on me. Yeah.
Well, I can confidently say I won't put either of these in my house. I'll be completely honest, but I'll look at them and, I'll recommend them to other people, but I'm going to stay with my grayish.
Yeah. Same.
Cool. All right. Let's talk about another topic that I know is kind of hot right now and that you're really passionate about is countertops.
Yes.
There's a lot of changes going on with what's the it countertop. Your last kitchen you did, I think that was the largest countertop in America. Yes. So, you could just have literally an island, like you could have lived on it. It was so large. And that was quartz, right?
Yeah, so that was quartz. We put in a 14-foot by 4.5-foot island. It was awesome, except for the fact that when the bigger you go on the island, the more crap you put on it. It's ridiculous. So you're like, wait, now I have all this room to like set this here. Oh, but I could set this here. Like there was always stuff all over it. But yeah, we did a quartz island, and I'm going to put up right now my favorite quartz. So this is Calcutta Laza. This is what we put in on our last house. And I'm going to put up, I know, Jamie, you love granite. So I'm putting up your granite choice, which is kind of funny because they're so similar.
They are.
Your choice is you have more veins because it's natural.
Yeah.
So quartz is actually, it's part man-made. So I think they use like, don't quote me on this, maybe 85 or 90% of natural stone. And then they have a certain percentage of, they call it resin, that's mixed in. Super strong, and it's non-porous. So nothing like if you're like cooking and you get juices or whatever on there, you can just wipe it up. It's not porous. That's why I love it. And the Calcutta Laza specifically gives you that marble look that everybody loves right now. But marble, and I think we were talking about this before, is not good for kitchens, bathrooms. I think the only thing it's really good for, which I put in, is my fireplace surround. It looks beautiful there, and you're not really worrying about stains.
Yeah. Yeah, we have marble in our bathroom, and I mean, it's fine. I can see how it could get kind of stained. It's so far, knock wood, it's been okay. I was given the recommendation to never drink red wine in the bathroom with that countertop. Noted. I mean,
did you live on the edge?
Sometimes you got to take a risk. But so far it's been fine. But I really like granite. One, it is a little bit cheaper, and you know, I'm all about a good deal. Yeah. And then two, I just like that there's more variation, and there's more, you can see that there's like more pattern in it. And I feel like there's also such a wide variety of colors that you can get. Not that, like I said, not that I'm crazy with colors, but like upstairs, I've got, you know, in our kitchen, I've got a nice beige color. Can't remember the name of it, but in the basement, in our basement bar, we have like a really dark, almost black. So it's just cool that you can get different varieties. And even though it is porous, it's better for heat. So, you know, if you've got a hot pan and you're putting that on the counter, if you put it on granite, like, it will not do anything, you know, even if you take it right off the stove and put it on, or take it right out the oven and put that pan on the countertop, like, you're good. With quartz, they recommend you should put like some pot holders on or something just to protect it. So that's just something a little bit different too, but does come a little bit cheaper. So I'm all about that.
Yeah, for sure. So the one thing about quartz, I feel like we're like duking back and forth, like,
who's gonna win? I want to see what other people think, which one they prefer.
I know.
I mean, you can take the background off, because obviously we're not talking about the whole space. We're just looking at the counter, even though mine you can see the back. Yeah.
And Ben Decker is chiming in here that our kids used pen on our quartz and that it didn't come out. That's not 100% true, because our countertop guy said to use Barkeeper's Friend, and like you just have to scrub super hard. So, but you know what, granite's the same way. You know, if you get something on it, you have to like scrub like crazy. But again, back to that white, everything shows so much more. Yeah, it's like granite that's up on the screen that you love. You know, that's not going to show things as much because there's more veins and more design, as in like this.
That's another reason that I like it. If we can just hide any dirt, I mean, I will clean it, but if I just don't have to like always be looking at something, I'm good with that. And I like how Ben is on my side.
Yeah. So
you're losing allies over there.
I feel like we've talked about this before, about our husbands leaving crumbs on the counter. Like, not that we're trying to like call them out right now, but the one thing, like on the flip side of the really light, the really dark will show like breadcrumbs and stuff, which like makes me insane. I don't like, I'm always like
cleaning something up in the middle that is like not too light where you see everything, that like anything dark, and not too dark where you see, like, or even if like the real dark counters, if you do get like a black granite or something like that, you do see like, you know, if you have a ring from a can or from a bottle or whatever, you can see kind of anything sticky on the counter too. So that's why, again, I'm with that kind of neutral, like lighter. It's got some design in it because I feel like then everything is safe. But I agree. Our husbands don't see, they have like limited vision where like they can't see anything. It's like they're mesmerized by the design and can't see the crumbs on the counter. But,
or they're mesmerized by the sandwich they're making. Something. I don't know what it is. That's okay. We love them anyway. So that's fine. We'll put up with the crumbs. Now that we're talking about this, because right now, so we just moved into a new house and it was built in 2002. It's builder grade, and I'm like ready to rip the whole thing apart. I mean, let's be honest.
Shocked. I'm shocked you're saying that.
I know. So, I mean, I'm looking at this thing every day because I have laminate countertops right now, and it has this little wood trim around the front of the laminate that's the same color as the wood. And it's not a bad wood color. It's like a beachy maple. I don't mind it, but it's the laminate that's just like really throwing me off right now because it's blue. Yeah. And I was gonna put Calcutta Laza in, but like the more we're talking about this, my like OCD of not wanting stains and like seeing all that stuff is like really coming through right now. So
come to the other side.
We'll see about that. One thing I did want to mention, though, about the quartz is because it's man-made, they're able to, and this is one thing like drives me crazy, is the seams. I cannot stand when countertop seams look bad. Yeah. So what I did on that 14-foot island, because the biggest piece of quartz you can get is 102 inches. So we had to use 2 slabs. So they were actually able to mirror the slabs so that the seam, like it all came together, like the vein came together all at the same point. And then they used white grout to fill it in, and like nobody could tell where the seam was. And it was like right smack dab in the center of the island. Because when you have like a substantial gathering place like that, where people are going to be looking and spending all their time, like, you don't want to look at a weird seam right there.
The OCD kicks in hardcore. Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
That's what's tough. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about this story. So this is our kind of funny news. I guess this isn't really funny. This is just a little disturbing, but our news portion that talking about an agent in Nashville, which I actually just got back from Nashville. Luckily, didn't see this guy down there, but he posted some photos for a listing. And one of the photos shows him in a very compromising position.
That's a really nice way of putting it.
Thank you. PG. He doesn't have any clothes on. It's a beautiful home. It was a $400,000 home in the Nashville area. He posted one of his photos, and I mean, Realtor 101, check over your listing before you have it go active. I mean, we have pet peeves. Every day we're sending each other Snapchats of MLS things we find, like misspellings, terrible photos. This is probably something you should have caught. I
don't know like what I'm more weirded out about. Oh, wait, guys, we have this picture for you. So if you're like trying to figure out in your head, like what Mr. Miguel Calvo of Benchmark Realty out of Nashville put right on the MLS for all the realtors, for all the public to see. Mirror selfie.
With doing, he's got a partner there who's also featured.
Yes. But we can't see what it's a little blurred out. Well, I don't know, like, what's more disturbing, is this photo or the fact that he had the photos of the house on his cell phone and uploaded them from his cell phone to the MLS. Like, I didn't even know you could do that, because Yeah, we check those things over like 3 times. And like I know I'm usually like putting them in order. And then I look again like, okay, could this be in a better order? Maybe this should go here.
Tell
like
a story of walking through the property. I mean, I guess this does tell a story. But the biggest thing here, I think, is this guy obviously takes photos of his listings with a cell phone, which is just horrible. So that's really the takeaway is what a terrible agent that you're taking cell phones with your phone or photos with your cell phone.
I feel like he's one of those guys, like when you're scrolling through photos. So for you, you guys are probably on Zillow looking around and you'll see an agent taking a bathroom photo and you like catch them in the corner. And, like, not to look, you can tell they're like, oh, try not to be in it, but they're totally in it.
Yeah.
I mean, please, Miguel, hire a professional. I feel like he's learned his lesson though. I mean, where do you go from here?
Yeah. And I mean, when I was reading the article on this, he was like, I think they asked him for a comment. He was very like, yeah, that was me. Like, not really apologetic. I kind of like, I mean, kudos to him for owning up to it. Cause at that point, what else can you really do? But I guess just own it. Move on.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to him for just like embracing this. I think the sad part is that this didn't help him sell the house. Like, at least if you're going to go through all this, like sell the listing. It's off the market. They reduced the price and now it's not even for sale. So I don't know. Poor guy. But his brokerage released a statement that says, we are a faith-based organization and hold a very dim view of impropriety. Yikes. So I wonder, if he's still at this faith-based organization. It's definitely unfortunate that this happened. Probably learned his lesson. So I'm sure he's like super famous in Nashville. Like I'm hoping that one of our Nashville real estate friends are watching or will be watching, like tell us if they know who Miguel is and if he's like crawled into a hole or if he's like the new man. Like maybe he'll have a billboard of him in a Speedo.
Yeah. I mean, we're always talking about this is a very competitive industry and you have to find ways to stand out. And I mean, I don't think this is the way to go. But it is a way to go. So it could work for him. You never know.
Yeah. I just saw the word fellatio on this news article and I just
oh gosh.
Okay, anyway, so there is another realtor. I don't know if you've seen this video or if you guys have seen this out there. She did a listing video with no clothes on. And like just blurred out her parts. Mm-hmm. And that also received a lot of attention. So,
and we I don't know too with like, there was a listing last year around Christmas where they had someone dressed up as the Grinch and was in all of the listing photos. So it was almost like, I could kind of see that, got attention and it got people to click to the next photo. Cause they're like, where is he going to be hiding? Like he's kind of hidden. So where is he going to be hiding in this? And then I just saw there was a listing that went up recently for Halloween, someone wearing a scream mask in each of the listing photos. So it gets a little bit of circulation, but I don't know if that's, is that going to get it sold? And would you have a client who would be okay with that? Like, I don't know. That's, it kind of makes a little bit of a mockery of their house, I think.
I agree, especially, I'm glad you brought up this scream mask, because when I saw it, I was so disturbed because I'm scared of masks and Halloween. Like, it's not my thing. And so when I saw this scream mask, like, I'm wondering, like, what family would want to buy a house where there's all of these pictures of a scary masked person in it? So like, I understand that the agent was probably had a great like Halloween idea, but like maybe like I would have preferred if they like put a lot of pumpkins out. Like that would have been cute.
Yeah.
Let's have a fall theme. I don't know.
Let's not go with the scare tactic to sell a home. I don't know. I agree.
Hey, don't you guys put a coffin out like on Halloween in front of your house?
Yeah. Do we? No. Does my husband? Yes. Super excited for that. It hasn't gone out yet. It usually goes out a little closer to Halloween. But yes, it's actually going back to our renovation days. It's actually the box that our marble countertop came in for our vanity. It's the perfect size for a person. And it's a wood like box. And so we put that in there with like the Saw from the movie Saw mask. And it gets a lot of attention.
So does Zach like get in it and jump out at kids?
He hasn't, because he usually is not here for trick-or-treating. He's getting his MBA and always had class, but Halloween is like his favorite holiday. So he's super pumped this year that he'll be home for it. And I'm guessing he's going to want to do that. I don't know. I feel bad for those kids and the parents, because I would be freaking out if that happened. I'm
scared too. So you could keep your coffin probably out of your listing photos. I think that moral of the story.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to take Mr. Calvo down from the screen because I can't look at this picture anymore. It's
got enough airtime.
Miguel, if you're watching this, we'll send you our photographer, our videographer. We'll send you all of our people so that we don't have this happen again. I'm so curious on what these sellers were thinking when this came out.
Oh, yeah. Send the link like your listing's now live. Like what? That's a little surprise at the end.
I wonder who called him, like the MLS, his broker, the sellers, like who caught this?
I don't know. I feel bad for them, for that person who was the first to find it.
Oh my gosh. So good. All right.
Cool.
Wow.
Hey, we did have a couple of comments looking back about those countertops. Tina is talking about they have a really large island too in their home. It's gorgeous. They have Alaska white, and they've got 2 little ones and 3 dogs.
Oh my
and
gosh.
She says it's kid and heat proof. So
that
might be the way to go if you want the white and then still have the granite benefits.
So we had Alaskan white in our last house, the first kitchen remodel, which is like a whole another. Okay. So our last house before we redid the white kitchen, when we bought it, we did So we had Alaskan white, and it is a great color. It's kind of a crazy granite because you can get a lot of different variations. So it depends on the slab. Like some are super white, and then some, like the one we had, was really dark. Yeah, and then I believe our mother-in-law put that in her new kitchen that she just did. Oh my gosh, our family buys a lot of countertops. Like now maybe we should just be like a countertop wholesaler so we can start getting family discounts.
There you go.
I like that idea. I think our granite companies love us. Definitely. But yes, Tina, that is a great countertop for kids and heat proof. That's awesome. Yeah. And Adam Haley said, "What's up, ladies?"
Hey Adam.
How's it going? All right, cool. So wow, we made it through our first episode with like no technical difficulties.
I'm shocked.
Somebody watched it, which is awesome.
Shocked again. Yep. Okay.
Yes,
cool.
Yes. All wins for the day. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back. And we would love for you to comment and tell us what you want to know about, what you want to hear about, what's interesting to you. So message us and let us know. And until next time, we will see you guys later.
See ya.